Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is the Boom Bar right here on your Boom Radio NG. And a big warm welcome to another wonderful edition of the bar. It promises to be very interesting, very what's the word now? How do you say that when we're young? Entertaining, motivating, mind blowing. Yeah, don't answer it. It's not that you
Motivational. This
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
You know,
those words.
I got that from the Muppet Show. Remember the Muppet Show? Did you watch the Muppet Show?
I think I have an idea of what it is, but not.
What about Muppet Babies? The one they made a few years after. Muppet Babies will do things for you. You have to watch. You're gonna watch this cartoon today.
Why?
Yes, I insist.
You insist.
Yes.
Oh wow.
So there's a part from the intro song that goes inspirational, motivational. This is what we call the Muppet Show.
Okay. This is not
All right.
the Muppet Show.
It's not the Muppet Show, it's the Boomba, like Tolubo said, and it's gonna be inspirational, motivational, captivational, and everything show now
Don't do too much. Do not do too much.
of the show nows.
That's how people used to do too much. Anyway,
Which is no way.
very welcome again to the bar. It's very interesting. Today we're going to be breaking down a little bit of conversation of an interview or someone we haven't heard from in a while. Yeah, we normally hear from him a lot, but I think that according to his interview, he wasn't around for the most of the time. So, which probably mean he didn't vote.
Baba know they vote again now.
Why not?
Is
For
he your,
someone that
is he your voting?
we know over the years that actually really did fight for Nigeria's democracy in particular, you would. Anyway, definitely we'll talk about that. There's some figures here and there that we definitely would dwell on. The Adamawa supplementary elections and Kebbi state elections are fast approaching. You know, time is really I think it's next week, if I am correct. I think it's in another week's time too. Twitter, Elon Musk is here again, and doesn't look like TikTok is having it easy with any of these apps. I think the idea that because it's Chinese, it's not going to be. There really isn't going to be a lot of and as long as China has a lot of issues with a lot of all these other countries, I think that a lot of people, they're going to keep having issues. Mr. Portable is free though. We'll give updates on that as well. So sit back, relax. There are a few things that we are going to be talking about. Okay, there's some things that did not move. Anyway. And there's a bit of sports here and there that we're going to be talking about. So let's start with me in the studio with Shola Rogers, though. That person you can see with the phone, yeah, that's him.
Okay, I was just waiting for you to do your thing like you always do, and there's no need to beat around the bush. You guys are out there. Thank you for always being there, always watching our videos and listening to us on Boom Radio NG. Remember that we are also on social media. Please look for us, search for us, follow us. Now, quickly, let's just dive right into it. Wole Soyinka is an icon when it comes to Nigerian literature, when it comes to education in Nigeria, when it comes to politics and everything. You know, he has been in the forefront of the struggle for the emancipation of the Nigerian people. And I say that with all sense of responsibility, yes, at the forefront. So it's always nice to hear from him. And, you know, apart from his perfect command of the English language, his diction, his penchant for creating words, you know, leaving you flabberwhelmed and overgasted. Yeah, I said that. I didn't create that one, Sha. And so he spoke to, I think it was Ladi Akeredolu Ale of Channels TV. interesting conversation, and of course, the media has latched onto it. There's a lot.
Oh yeah, there
There's a lot that's been
definitely
said.
is a lot.
And he has already responded,
Oh,
saying
yeah,
that
he's-
look, his interview with Channels TV has been taken out of context.
Out of context. So there's a part of the interview that I think that we should start with, where he had said that Governor Emefiele, the governor of CBN, the outgoing governor of the CBN, whatever they did with the Naira swap, more like Naira mop up. Let's stop calling it Naira swap. There's nothing like Naira swap. They did not swap nothing. Because I still don't have cash after God knows how many weeks. I can't remember last time I even had cash. Anyway, like I said, it's not Naira anything. We are not Naira. We are not mopping up any Naira. We are not swapping any Naira. It was a Naira mop up, where he has now said that Governor Emefiele had committed what it is. What's the word now? Is
a crime
similar to crime against humanity. The part of the interview where he had said that when people can't buy basic stuff, in his words, I can't buy guguru, I can't buy ekpa, I can't buy a newspaper, which means that I can't pay for plantain, which means the farmer cannot pay for transportation from the goods from his markets. What is left?
It's a sad one. We have talked about this on more than one occasion, and I will continue to, be glad that anybody agrees with me. I don't know if the Olukbo does, but I know that.
What's that supposed to mean?
That Mr. Emefiele of the, I got his name right this time, sadly, of the CBN seems to be not in touch with the human side of his work.
More than him and his Oga, President Muhammad Buhari.
Yes.
They're not in touch. They're definitely not in touch.
So when you now hear the same message from, Nobel laureate Wole Soyinka, then you're more or less like, vindicated and justified that, yeah, like we've been saying it. If they didn't listen to us, at least they'll listen to Wole Soyinka. And picture for a moment having money in your account, but not having physical cash, and not being able to buy.
So even able to spend that one that you have,
it's not nice at all, and the ripple effect is still being felt. A lot of experts have come up with different numbers as to the damage that this has done to the Nigerian economy. Some say they are spurious, but we will wait for more reliable sources. But look, speaking to the people in the markets, talking to the guy on the street, the farmers are out there on social media complaining. There's a glut of supply now, things that they had made, and some of them have actually gone bad.
I think that it is completely and totally unfair. We've been saying it over and over and over again. People are saying that there is more cash in circulation. I've not seen it. ATMs have not started working. I've not noticed ATMs to start working. So maybe if we are back to that stage, then maybe I can categorically say those things happen, but it's not. And I agree with what Professor Soyinka said. Now, according to him, he has now come out to say that the media generally is taking part of his interview with Channels TV out of context, and some parts are sliced into new ones.
that's new media for you.
The honest truth is that I'm not even going to dive into what he said and what people said it was, or what he didn't say, or how they misconstrued what he said, or whatever. But like where he said, when remarks are taken out of context, spices to a new one, provided a sensational headline, exactly, distortions become stamped on. Public receptivity and the central intent of one's remarks become completely unrecognizable. He said, I denounce the menacing utterances of a vice presidential aspirant as unbecoming. It was a gladiatorial challenge directed at the judiciary and by implication the rest of democratic polity. But what on earth has happened by my even more urgent condemnation of physical violence inflicted on those designated strangers in Lagos is the lead up to and during the governorship elections. This prejudicial selectivity is a betrayal of trust. Yeah, so basically, he's saying that you condemn one, the minute you condemn one, you should condemn the other.
Yeah.
And I think that he's probably referring to the vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party and the things that he had said on air. I think that generally, what I was even going to pick out from this is the fact that, like he said, because we're looking for sensationalism, because we're looking for clickbait, we want very
you want numbers, you want eyeballs,
you
want views,
and you need headlines that will catch people's attention. Yeah, you see, I think it was last week I saw a headline that Obasanjo is dead or something funny like that, something silly like that. Then you open it and then you see that it's just someone that bears the name. Do you understand? Those very, very funny things. Or people will literally twist other people's words to mean some other things. I think that the least that the media can do, as much as there's a lot happening, the least that the media can do at the moment is at least tell people the truth. Put the truth out there the way it is.
I think you're just maybe you're holding back, or you're just being funny, because the truth used to be the truth, but someone said something to me a few years ago that there is the truth, that there are three sides to the truth: your truth, their truth, and the truth. You get. Now the thing about that is that people have now taken that and twisted it upside down. Nobody cares about the truth. It's very relative. What they care about is the bottom line. How are they going to get those views? How are they going to get those clicks? How are they going to get people talking about it? You know, someone made a video, and I noticed a lot of people saying it now. Oh, make this video go viral. Share it. And I'm like, wait. Is that what you're about?
The people that are trying to make the video viral, are you even reading what you're trying to make viral?
No.
Because I think that these days, you know why I'm even very, very wary of those things? I hardly ever repost people's stuff and all that. Why? Because with the way we're going in Nigeria, and with the way they're beginning to enforce, especially this cyber crime, what's it called? Some people will land in jail in trying to repost other people's stories.
Yeah.
How many of these things are we even? How do I say it now? Do we even verify before you repost, reshare, read this, read that? Let's be calming down the kind of things that we do. And I think that it's not even. I think the mainstream media, like I know that he's always saying that most of even the mainstream media now have become blogs themselves.
That one is a fact. It's
if
a fact.
They can just go back to the drawing board and do what they're supposed to do.
But to some of the big media houses, especially print, they feel that they are competing with the blogs.
They're trying to stay relevant.
You are, yes, trying to stay relevant. You are a big brand. You've been around for years, and now suddenly they're making you feel like a dinosaur. And you think what you need to do is to, blend into their world. But what you can do is get into that world and bring your quality and your standards. And that's why you'll find that most of the top media platforms globally are still the top. The Al Jazeera's of this world, the CNNs and the BBCs, and the Foxes, they're still doing well. And there's social media everywhere, right?
Everywhere, yeah.
But in Nigeria, you notice that the media,
everybody's trying to.
They're trying to sound like there's a very popular news house. They do a lot of entertainment news, and when they write their headlines at times, I weep.
Okay.
Man jumps up and down, moves inside out,
Oh
wears
my
shoe,
god.
post
Oh my god.
picture on social media. Social media goes crazy. That is an headline. That's already like 3
three
sentences.
sentences. That's already a whole story.
If I read your headline, I'm not reading your story. I already know that the man was jumping up and down, and social media went crazy. And it's working, It's working for this platform because, they're doing well. They're getting adverts. People are referring to them.
It is working.
So the problem now is that mainstream is now seeing man jumps up and down. And you notice it in the way we now coin our headlines and stuff. It's difficult. It's difficult for you to say, Soyinka speaks to Channels TV about topical issues.
And then let it end there.
You can't.
I even think that his name alone.
Look at you. You will now have to write something like, Soyinka hits hard at government inadequacies. That is what the media is now. Like, I get the fact that you need to be descriptive, but again, it's almost as if
we can just
you must get the negative or the hard-hitting news. So there's no fine line anymore between soft sell and hard sell. There's no fine line anymore. Everything is blurred, seriously blurred, and it's not a good sign because that's what people are getting. Then there's another entire group of so-called media that is copy and paste. It's copy and paste. All they do is wait for Channels and the Punch and Guardian and Vanguard. And am I missing anybody?
I honestly thought that thing was not true.
This day,
like, I didn't believe it.
Oh, it's been like that for a couple of years.
Up until I opened, I remember I opened the story one day, and then I don't remember that earlier I'd opened like another website, and I'd read, and I'm like, wait, this sounds like the same thing. Like, even try to change the word,
rewrite the story.
Even, like, come on.
Edit it.
I think we can actually do better.
We've seen one before that someone has sent out a press statement. I sent out a press statement. He works for a football club. Sent out a press statement to people on his mailing list. Buy a sports paper the next day, and the guys sign off a phone number and everything.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it was public.
Oh my god! It
was public.
How was it called? Can that even be?
It was public. Copy and paste.
Can't you even just
at its finest?
Like, a press release is, you don't even touch it here. You don't even want to touch it. But the least you can do is sign off, his phone number. Who's the editor?
That's it.
Like, I don't know what people, whatever it is that people. At times you're like, do people even have sense anymore? Anyway.
So that's what it is. But I don't know if you're moving to something else. But for me, I really want to harp on how the CBN governor, Godwin, Emefiele, as damaged.
Now you're not even letting me pronounce it well.
Emefiele. That man has damaged too many things.
I think that he has damaged
and to be honest, the president is not completely absolved of this.
Like I said,
they say you speak truth to power.
The president, the vice president, who is the national chairman of the National Economic Council, literally the person in charge of our economy. The CBN, we would have added the Minister of Finance into this mix. But remember when she was angry that she did not know that they were doing her a favor.
Statistically.
Because they would have roped her into all this as well.
Statistically, if you go and check. Now, I'm talking from experience, and my experience might not be influenced by this. But we're having a discussion on Sunday, with some family and friends, and they're talking about how a lot of people had lost their lives in February.
Yes, I think so. I don't know
A
people
lot of
personally,
people.
but I feel that lack of cash.
A lot of people could not pay
A lot
for
of people will
for
not be
their
able
drugs.
to pay for drugs.
They couldn't.
I know someone particularly that someone else had to. She couldn't pay for drugs. She needed it for her eyes. She had to get someone else to send money to a pharmacy. I remember a friend was telling me that the landlord of their house had no cash. He had a 95-year-old mother that lived somewhere else, and they didn't even have cash to buy food for the woman. Not like they didn't have money. Went to market, it didn't work. It doesn't work. That the man had to come and beg them. That they had to scramble. They had some cash. Gave the man 5,000 naira to go and give his 95-year-old mom.
Yeah, that's how bad it was.
That's how bad it was. It probably still is in some places, and that's the honest truth. It probably still is in some places. I have not. I don't know if it has eased up, but from my own end, it is still bad because there's no cash. Me, I've not seen any cash around.
So, even if they've taken some of this out of context from Professor Wole Soyinka's interview with Channel TV, it's still,
the bottom line remains that
the reality that we experience and are experiencing.
People have suffered.
The
people
Naira swap policy was completely unnecessary.
Please, let's stop calling Naira swap because it was not a swap.
So-called, yeah.
In fact, it's almost like you stole people's money from them.
I was driving through.
This is Naira theft.
I was driving through
Naira
Yaba.
theft.
I was driving through Yaba Market a few days ago, and I saw a bus conductor who was collecting money from people, and it was a mixture of the old and the new 1,000 naira notes, and there was just one or two 1,000 naira notes, and there were like 20 or so of the old one. At the filling station, I observed the same thing, that there are more old naira notes in circulation than the so-called new one that you said
imagine
you prepared.
So it's obvious that the new naira notes are nowhere to be found.
They are inadequate. They were not enough.
They were definitely inadequate.
At this rate, an incoming government might decide to scrap the whole thing and start from scratch, especially from design, because
from the amount of money that has been used to. Are you sure that the old naira notes have even? Some of it have not been destroyed.
That's one of the reasons why you need to start producing more new notes. And how come that you don't have enough new notes in circulation?
I think whoever the next administration, one of the major things they need to deal with, because remember that right immediately after the new administration begins, there's going to be the fuel subsidy is going to be removed. So there's going to be a lot of issues on ground already. I think that one of the things they can do is look for money. Since you are not going to pay for subsidy anymore, the least you can do is at least help print more money. At least replace what is there. Let it be adequate enough. We can't continue. Definitely can't continue like this. So let's move on quickly. We spent quite some time on that, and as much as there's still like a lot of things here and there, one very major issue that is major to me. Because I don't know if I'm pissed or I'm jealous or I don't know what it is yet. I've not gathered my emotions yet. But the story that is upsetting my emotions, I shall know that at some point my emotions are upset. I don't know what it is exactly. Is Elon Musk. Elon Musk has now changed his Twitter handle to this ugly it's Twitter logo to this ugly dodgy meme thing. It's please, am I the only one that agrees that thing is not nice? Or maybe it's withdrawal syndrome that is doing someone like me that I don't like change. And how does a brown dog have to do with the blue theme of Twitter? Like, I don't get it. I don't know, but that's how I feel. Anyway, for before. I don't know what he wants to say yet, but
I'm not.
my my Nigerian people and my fellow millennials, let's have money. That's all I can say.
Okay,
It's time to
so
have money.
yeah,
Lots of
there's the emotional or the the sentimental part of looking at this, and there's the
have money. Have
there's
plenty
the business
money.
angle
Have plenty
to
money.
this.
That's it. That's my own.
So sometime last year, Musk had tweeted about so should we get another platform? That he was referring to Twitter. Then it belonged to a different set of people. With Mark, is Mark Cuban or what's his name? Mark as the, I think it's Mark. Yeah, we just like calling him Mark in Nigeria, as the face of Twitter. Then, of course, the logo had evolved, but it was still the bird, because the name alone is derived from the logo. The name is Twitter, to tweet. That's what birds do. You know, like tweet, tweet, tweet,
exactly.
tweet. That's where we got Twitter from. Now, Mr. Elon Musk had been like, oh, should we just create another one or whatever? And someone, chairman, that's the guy's Twitter handle, WSBC chairman, at WSBC chairman or something, had tweeted at him and said, no, don't create another one. Just buy Twitter. Then change the logo, to the doge.
Here we are.
To the doge logo. And
here we are.
A year after, exactly a year after, Elon Musk tweets, he said, as promised,
have money.
Now, what people are looking at is, oh, we're used to a brand, the bluebird and the tweet logo and blah blah blah, but they are still tweeting. People are still tweeting. What they've not understood about Elon Musk is that he's a complete businessman and does virtually everything from the business angle. So this is what Musk has done. When he started ringing some changes with the way Twitter is, now they have more space to write things. Some people with the Twitter blue can now edit. At this rate, even the verified handles are going. Very soon, people are going to lose their verification
if you don't pay your money.
Don't pay. Before you were supposed to be
I
legacy.
think I was reading it also that companies, I think you sent to me, they're supposed to pay $1,000 or something for verification for the gold tick or something.
The company would get the gold tick. Now they can now verify their own stuff. You understand? So it's all about business for Elon. This is what people, need to understand. That's one. And still staying with the business theme. Now, the advent of digital currency, had started, and it has crept up on us, and it's now a big thing. It's a massive industry.
Still don't believe in it.
Preferred.
I like my money.
Cryptocurrency, digital currency, is the Doge coin, the Shiba Inu. You get there's Shiba Inu, there's Doge. So what is done, more or less, is to change the Twitter logo to his favorite cryptocurrency, and that has seen that crypto appreciate in the last 24 hours.
Oh yeah
25%. If you know what 25% means in the crypto world, you're talking billions. Let me say millions, but it's billions.
It is billions.
So just a mere logo change on Twitter is having a ripple effect in the cryptocurrency world. And that's where Elon Musk is just more concerned, That is, to him, is a business. He's looking at it as a business. So people are going to whine all they want. When he started selling the Twitter verification, a lot of people were like, he's selling Twitter verification. Statistically, more people got verified and paid and started paying than that was projected.
I kid you not.
That was projected.
I've seen a lot of people, even a lot of Nigerians, pay for it. I'm like, but I thought you people said that you people are not going to pay for this thing.
They are paying $8. They are paying.
Keep your verification. I'm not interested. Anyway, I'm shopping. That's my own. I don't know if that's what I'm saying. I'm not gathered my emotions yet.
So Dogecoin,
But
Dogecoin is going up. People are buying it. People are buying it more, and it's being boosted by
I don't know what it is.
What Elon Musk has done on
But
Twitter.
I'm upset.
I saw it. I couldn't sleep, so I saw it around 1 a.m. There was nobody to talk to at 1 a.m. to say, "Can you see what this guy has done?" I saw it from the funny side. Like, I felt that maybe a few hours after I was going to change it back and be like, "Yeah, I'm just messing with you guys. You know, I'm a billionaire.
It's right here.
I can do it." But it looks like the bird on Twitter is gone.
Anyway, moving on. Let's move on from that. And I just want to put this.
But before you finally move, is Elon Musk going to change the name to Baka now? Now that it is a dog, so you know, you like Baka. Twitter bird. You get peace.
Anyway, now I'm just wanted to put this information out there. It is now the federal government has now said that the number of registered SIM cards in Nigeria have risen to 323 million. How many people? Why are you people buying so much SIM cards?
It just shows that every Nigerian has at least 2 SIMs.
I don't.
It just shows that every Nigerian has 2 SIMs. Every real Nigerian has.
I'm
2
Nigerian.
SIMs.
I'm a very real Nigerian. I have only 1 SIM card.
When did you become Nigerian?
So what am I?
Alien with your red hair.
I am. Why do I feel that you've been looking for a way to say these things is Monday? You have been looking for a way to just, slide it in.
I'm gonna say your hair is really fine. So back to the matter. So 320 million or so.
323 million
SIM cards.
People like to be calling.
It just shows that people are buying more.
But I'm guessing that these
people who
are
have
like
existing numbers
really registered numbers, because I hope that why I'm saying so is that, remember that now I think you have to have like an NIN and all that to have SIM cards. I hope that there are not a lot of fraudulent issues still being perpetrated with SIM cards.
I'm sure that the government will only report about duly registered SIM cards. Okay. I'm sure that's the only. I am very sure that that's the only statistic that they want to put out as per SIM card registration. But the thing just doesn't reflect the Nigerian population in any way. It just reflects the fact that people have multiple SIMs.
A lot of people have more than 1 SIM card. That one is definitely obvious. There's nothing we can do about that. Quickly from that. Okay, I just closed that. Anyway, sorry. Now, another one that I keep going on about a lot. Now, there's news about how 144 Nigerians that were stranded, guess where, in Niger Republic, have now been received by the Nigerian Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. Now, for Niger Republic, I'm guessing maybe it's some insurgency and all that led those people to Niger. And probably not.
Don't assume.
Greener pasture.
Don't assume. Most of the people that you would find
is
in Niger.
No, shout out to Nigerians, but is Niger really any greener? Just put it out.
Don't assume that the people who have gone there for greener pastures. Most of the people you will find there are in transit. Most of them are en route Europe. You know, they have some kind of
Niger Republic. I didn't know that was like there was a way there.
Most of the people who leave Nigeria by road, trying to get to Europe through North Africa, will usually pass through Niger or Chad. They will usually pass through those countries because they have different maps that they use. They have different people who take them on these journeys, and they pay a lot of money. I saw a video of one young Nigerian who eventually made it to, I think, Italy, and he's been there for a few years, and he talked about how horrible that experience was for him. So I have a strong feeling that most of the people you see that were repatriated, from Niger to Nigeria, were most likely en route somewhere else. They were on their way
People should be careful.
to Europe.
Sit your behind where you are if you're not sure of where you're going. There's nothing wrong with migration, but at least let's do it legally. Anyway, let's move on from that, as there's a story that popped up this morning, which we've not heard that in a while. When I say in a while, not like that long, but it was probably not a kind of story you would expect to hear. As in Plateau State, Jos specifically, a police accidental discharge had killed a teenager.
Yeah.
And I'm like, seriously, a 17-year-old boy.
I want to say it here that first things first, our condolences to the family of this young man whose life has been cut short by these unscrupulous elements in the Nigerian police force. Now, a part of me always likes to look at things from different perspectives. In fact, I like to look at things from different perspectives. So if you broaden the scope, you find that police brutality and profiling and the kind of things that people complain about in other crimes is with us here.
Yeah.
But we're not a country that has a gun carrying culture and all of that.
Nope.
But the ones who are given the guns, I believe strongly, and I stand to be corrected. I am not going to say it's impossible, but I know to a large extent that they don't have proper training when it comes to handling guns. They don't have proper training when it comes to the rules of engagement. These are things that they need to look at and work at and make sure that it gets better. So how well are they going to do it? They need to make sure that they train their men, that you do not have to use extreme force or little force all the time.
It's even a 17-year-old. It's very, very. They said that they had confiscated some commercial motorcycles for illegal operation and all that they met with resistance, which led to pandemonium in the area. And in between all that, it was in between that there was, some discharge. I think the point was to disperse the crowd, and it's literally like rules of engagement. Do you always have to shoot to disperse people? Now, a 17-year-old is dead, according to the Plateau State Commissioner. He's saying that it's a paradox how the law enforcement is supposed to bear firearms to save citizenry and not kill them, that the 5 officers involved, made up of this patrol team, have been arrested and the investigation is ongoing.
Once again, it's down to the rules of engagement and proper training. Even when we were younger, we were told that the police would initially fire into the air to disperse a crowd, before adopting other measures. But these days you find that straight shooting into a crowd or
shooting in the air, really, is it actually, are we saying that there are no other methods before we get to that point?
It's one of the most popular ways that the police or the military have used to disperse crowds and all of that, is to fire into the air to let you understand what could be coming your way, but they don't want to shoot you, so they shoot up there to scare you away and jolt you back to your senses to realize that, man, you're inches away from ending it all by your whatever that you think you're doing. I was going to use a very harsh word, but I said at times people protest for valid reasons. But in this case, Okadas had been seized, and that's commercial bikes had been seized and whatever. That's not the crux of the matter. Crux of the matter is that, did he have to die? Did you have to kill him, to stop him or to stop yourself from being attacked? Yesterday we talked about how there's a protest in Rivers State by the PDP against the decision of the court to allow the APC inspect electoral materials in Rivers State without the PDP being present. They are, agitating to be there. And I saw a video, of the protest in court. And the video that I saw, there was a policeman, a gun-wielding policeman running for their life from a mob.
Okay.
It jumped into a vehicle and the vehicle took off. Now, this is a guy who could have turned around
and shot people
with his assault rifle and shot people. Now, for me, I said, God bless this guy. Because if he feels that they were bearing down on him and there was nothing for him to do,
he could have come up and say that it was
self-defense.
It was self-defense, exactly.
So these are the things that we're talking about that, in that scenario.
I think at the end of the day, everybody needs to be careful the kind of things that we do. Quickly, I was going to talk about a bit of politics, but before we get to that, let's quickly just go through a bit of stories where Australia has also now joined the list of countries that have banned TikTok on government devices. Basically, everybody's story is that the allegations that TikTok is trying to
TikTok cannot catch a break. It doesn't look like they can't catch a break. There's nothing they're gonna do. There's no hard they're gonna.
The guy was
last week
in the US last week. It was there for hours.
Questions
and answer session and all that. It doesn't look like they're gonna catch a break.
They can't catch a break, and that's what it is. A lot of people are now being wary. I'm not gonna lie. The very first time I'd read from one tech expert like that, how if you had it, delete it from your phone right now. Delete it. I was watching a video on Instagram and immediately I went there and deleted. I didn't even wait.
Shout out to people that never downloaded TikTok.
The funny thing is,
I don't know how it's used.
After I left,
I don't know what works, how it works.
It grew,
and I don't care.
It grew bigger. And more.
Oh,
and more
it's
people
very big. Oh, it's very big.
In fact, if you check out content that you watch now on Twitter and Instagram,
on Instagram,
it's usually made on
TikTok. Then it's moved. Yes, I agree. Shout out to them, people that are using it. It's cool. I'm not interested. I will stick to the ones that I know.
The Australian government, just like the
UK,
EU,
the US, the EU,
is telling their staff that any phone that we use for government work and whatever, don't
put it on it. TikTok. They're not banning it really on everybody's devices.
If you want to use it
on your own personal what's it called? Also, Nigerian singer Portable has now been released from police custody. Basically, I think I haven't met the bail conditions. He's not totally free. He's out on bail, and I'm sure that at this time his lawyers would have told him that you need to be careful.
Yeah,
this is not the time to be all over the place.
Apart from this case, I think his biggest problem for me remains the fact that Portable should go and look for a way to mend fences with his former friend DJ Chicken. Let me explain.
Okay.
The person who wrote the petition against Portable to the police is called Money Money. It was an artist that Portable is said to have signed on, and he was supposed to help him blow. I look at you wasting it to blow.
They're still helping your life.
Okay, so he fell out with the guy, and it is alleged that he physically assaulted the guy. You understand?
I like the guy though. I like the fact that we're getting to a point that people feel that they don't need to take laws into their hands.
So Money went to court, right? Now, before the Money incident with Portable, there was the DJ Chicken incident.
Yeah, was that the one that I think he sent his friends or someone that went to beat him up?
He actually invited DJ Chicken to his bar. He owns a bar. Smart guy. He's already divesting. He owns a bar. And he invited the guy. The guy came through. That's DJ Chicken, who is his friend. And
Who was his friend though? I'm not sure they are friends anymore.
and you know what had Chicken done? DJ Chicken had said to him that, look, most of the guys who surround you, they don't care about you. They just want to get what they want to get. Be careful with the way you do things
Relate
with all
with
these
them.
guys and everything. He told Portable, and this was Portable recounting what had transpired, and Portable didn't do nothing. So the guy decided to tell Portable's wife, or one of his wives, let's say wife, yeah. And that's what got him enraged. Like, oh, you went behind my back to talk to my woman about something. He now told the guy that the DJ Chicken was advising him against to beat him. And they stupidly recorded this.
Recorded it. I remember
The
that
video is
story.
out there somewhere. We still know these things. So now he's been arrested for a different case of assault and battery and whatever, all the allegations. I think it's 6 counts or something.
Yeah, there's even theft in the mix.
Now, Chicken is now telling people that he's getting ready to write his own petition. So, Portable, not yet uhuru for you.
It's not yet uhuru.
You need to go and look for how
You're
to
going
beg
to
Chicken.
beg people that you have offended.
Beg Chicken, especially Chicken.
Okay, all right.
DJ Chicken, mule.
Oh,
wow. Those guys that make all those.
Oh, I think I heard that. Oh, okay. Now it's not adding up. Anyway.
I did try.
Yeah, you are. Now, like we had talked about earlier, the elections that are still going to go on in a few states. I think that in states like Adamawa State, there's governorship elections that are still going on. In Kebbi State, there's elections that will still go on. I think in Sokoto, there's National House of Assembly elections. I think House of Reps elections still going on. So there are a few places where there are going to be supplementary elections. But basically, a particular election observers have now said, because there's a lot of eyes, especially on Adamawa elections. A particular set of election observers have said that they're deploying about 138 personnel for the governorship elections in Adamawa State.
I am biased, and I'm not going to lie. In this Adamawa matter, I am extremely biased. I'm rooting for Senator Binani. She is in line to become the first real duly elected female governor.
I think it's going to be massive. It's going to be very
rooting
massive
for her
thing.
massively. We had a similar case a few years ago. It was heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's looking like it's about the same thing.
It's almost the same scenario. I think that was Taraba State.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, Aisha Binani is actually going to have the opportunity to make history because it's most likely in our own strong area. But the incumbent governor is also a strong person.
Oh yeah,
like,
they always say that there's power of incumbency and all that.
The PDP's candidate and incumbent is such a powerful person. So may the best person win, and let that person be Aisha Binani. I'm sorry, I'm actually not hiding my bias for this woman. I want a scenario where finally in this country we can start having a different conversation about a woman president.
Yeah, and
because
that's probably where
it's going to be difficult if we can't break the barrier for governorship. Mm-hmm. In a country that talks about equality and all of these things, it's just they're just playing to the gallery. You see them. Very few governors have allowed women prominence in their government. Very few.
It's a very interesting thing. It's definitely we're definitely going to see how that is going to come up. But the honest truth is that, like you said, we're rooting. A lot of people are rooting for her. But if it is a democratic thing, and if the people of Adamawa say otherwise, there's really nothing anybody else can do about it. Also talking about elections, the APC have now held solidarity rally for the president-elect in the United States of America. And I think this is coming off the heels of Labour Party members in the United States having sort of like a protest.
Yes, they got the approval by the authorities in America to allow them protest. You get, so they did that yesterday.
Please, and the protest and the solidarity rally. I have a question. I know that a lot of people might not like it. Do people realize? Because I was reading two different statements where the one part was saying that they're asking the U.S. president to wade in into Nigeria's presidency, and another one saying that the U.S. president should allow democracy work and blah 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 and all that. And I'm like, with both parties, do we understand what it means for someone to be a sovereign nation?
Yeah,
like I realize it's not Joe Biden's business, right?
We
because I'm like, okay,
we don't get it.
He has too much on his plate already. That I can promise you.
A lot of Nigerians are probably not as informed as they think they are.
Mm-hmm.
You, on the one hand, want to have a say in what happens in your country. You want to have the power to say this and that.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, you're inviting your colonial masters, you're inviting a different entity to come and get involved in what happens in your country.
Like, make up your mind.
That does not make sense, because if they do what you want them to do, you will complain, and it doesn't make sense. Some people are still stuck in that colonial times where they think that once they complain, then the US and the UK must wade in. Look at French-speaking African countries. Slowly, they are cutting off ties.
When people are trying to cut off ties, you are. I don't know though. I don't know what we're trying to do. But I don't know, Sha. You push out.
But it's well within your rights, so go ahead.
Good luck to you. Anyway, the Nigeria Customs Service had said that it has intercepted fake, expired, and banned drugs at the Lagos seaports worth 23.02 billion naira in the last 3 months. Keeping that in mind, before we even go to that, I was reading a story where the Lagos state has shut down 2 other supermarkets for selling expired groceries, and I'm like,
a big shout out to the
are you serious? Like, this is actually a thing now.
A big shout out to the agency in charge of customer protection, La Scopa, in Lagos.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that we actually met at an event that we were at and all of that. This is a call to each and every one of you, and you don't even need to be living in Lagos at the moment. But this is a call to you, a charge to you. Please check the expiry dates on the items you are buying.
Yeah, very important.
Something that Emefiele has done has now made it worse.
Yeah, because a lot of people are not
people
buying
could not
stuff,
buy things for like 2-3 months.
There's a lot of backlog of which is not, sometimes it's not their fault, but still it's food.
Just for emphasis, just a few days after the lockdown had been eased, we had driven out to an hospital somewhere in Ikeja, to pick up a friend's document for him, and a store beside the hospital had been locked all through the lockdown. Had been locked up. I saw something that I'd never seen. I've not seen a Nigerian shop do. And this store is not a big store, it's a corner shop. They were destroying bottle after bottle of their pet drinks, their soft drinks in plastic bottles. Apparently they had expired, while the lockdown was
on,
and they were there throwing it out and destroying it. One man went there, looked like someone who was mentally challenged. When they didn't let him. Remember this thing?
I remember very well. I remember that incident.
That, is what I'm bringing again. That I know that people could not.
People need to be careful. Remember, it was just 2 weeks ago that actually bought soft drinks that were expired.
Yeah. And again, it's still down to the glut. Like, people just couldn't sell their wares anymore. They couldn't sell anymore. Even the electronic payment platforms were not working.
They're still not working.
And they're still owing all of us money. Transactions that were never completed. And we were debited for it.
I don't know where we're going with that, but I think that people just really need to be careful the kind of things that is really being put out. Finally, before we go, Finland has now officially become the 31st member of NATO. Basically, it is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. I saw a headline earlier today where Russia is talking about repercussions to Finland joining NATO, and I don't know how these things work, but in my mind I'm like, how is it your business? Last I checked, like I said earlier, everybody's a sovereign nation, so whatever anybody chooses to do,
there are implications to, there are implications to the countries that join and don't join, or that are allowed to join. It was one of the things that has caused some friction that has led to the war between Ukraine and Russia. So, of course, the proximity of Finland, again, is also taken into... I think Turkey also has a say about this and all of that. But regardless of the power plays and the games that the powerful people play, can they prioritize,
people's lives?
Yeah.
Exactly. That at the end of the day, that's really what is most important. So on that note, that is all we're able to take today on the Boom Bar. Thank you very, very much for watching. Thank you for listening. We will be back again tomorrow. That's Wednesday. 3 p.m. West African time on boomradio.com.ng. Do you have a beautiful, beautiful day ahead?